Brilliant. But you know what? I love just that presentation. And actually, the title of the presentation says it all. The perfect gift. That's what it was all about. The perfect gift. And as we watched the play, really the centerpiece of the play was about Jesus, the baby Jesus that was born 2,000 years ago in Bethlehem. He is the perfect gift. Why is that? Why is Jesus the perfect gift? Do you know, every single one of us love Christmas, and we should. It's all about giving and receiving gifts. You know, there's great joy in being able to wrap a present, pack it up, and then on Christmas morning give it and see the surprise and the joy that a person gets, a child gets, an adult gets from opening that gift. That's a wonderful experience to have, to be able to give a gift. And that's what Christmas is all about. It's about giving and it's about receiving. Do you know, God is no different to any one of us. He really isn't. He loves to give. He really does. He loves to give. And on that first Christmas, when you read the Bible, you begin to see the wonderful excitement that God had when He gave Jesus the perfect gift, the perfect present to our world. You see angels exclaiming glad tidings, announcing peace to simple shepherds in the field. You see God arranging a star to guide wise men thousands of miles to get a moment's audience with the King of Kings, who was born in a simple, humble, dark, dirty stable, a cattle shed. Imagine that. Jesus, the greatest gift ever given to our world, He was born not in an opulent palace that was perfect. That's where the wise men went first of all. They went to Herod's palace to try and find Jesus because they thought in their mind, from their wisdom, that's where you'd obviously find a king, in a palace. If this is going to be the King of all kings, if He's going to be born in our world, then surely He would be born in a palace. They went there and they didn't find Jesus being born in a perfect palace. I mean, Mary and Joseph, they tried to get into an inn, but that was overcrowded. There was no room there. The only place for the King of Kings to be born, the only place for Jesus, God's perfect present, to be born was in a dirty cattle shed. Imagine that. He was born in a manger. He was laid in a manger, the Bible tells us. That was the equivalent of an animal feeding trough. Why was Jesus born in a stable? Why was Jesus born in this place that was cold and empty and dirty? Do you know, I believe there is a very good reason for that. I don't believe that it was just chance that Jesus was born in a stable. You know, had God overlooked the fact that He needed to get a room for Jesus to be born in, the one who had thrown the stars and the moon and the sun and put them all in their place, had He overlooked the fact that when sending this gift to our world, had He overlooked the fact that He needed somewhere to be born? No, Jesus was born in a stable, and I believe there's very good reason for that. And it's this: because the stable parallels and pictures perfectly what a human heart is like. You know, sometimes our hearts are very cold. Sometimes our hearts and our lives are empty and lonely. And they are a perfect picture of the stable. But the wonderful news about Christmas is this, is that Jesus is still willing to be born in an empty, cold heart that may not have much room in it. Jesus is still willing to be born in that lonely place of our life that has loads of needs. God never despises the lonely, dark areas of our life. In fact, the Bible tells us very clearly, He's attracted to them. He's not repulsed by the circumstances that surround us. He's not repulsed by all of the traffic that's gone through our lives and left us injured and left us broken and rejected. God's attracted to our weakness. God's attracted to our loneliness. God's attracted to our emptiness. This is the message of Christmas. This is why Jesus is the perfect present. The perfect present this Christmas is not going to be your 150-inch flat screen TV on your wall, even though that's going to be fantastic. It's not going to be an upgraded iPhone. It's not going to be the latest, smart technology. It's not going to be genetic modifications on your body, like a new nose job or a nice trimmed pair of ears or some hair that I could do with, or some tighter jeans. It's not going to be any of that. All that's good, fine, wonderful. But the greatest gift this Christmas is a gift that will always be relevant, that will never be outdated. It's Jesus. And Jesus is the one person that's interested in all of those places of our heart that may be lonely and empty. He's still willing to be born in our lives again. Do you know, I think the greatest pleasure that God would have this Christmas, yes, to see you open all of your presents and enjoy them, but also for you to unpack Jesus, his gift to you this Christmas. He's the Prince of Peace. If you're fearful, there's a lot of fearful people in the time in which we live. If you're fearful, he is the Prince of Peace. If you're confused, I don't know about you, I've been confused lots of times in my life. If you're confused, the Bible says he's a wonderful counselor to help you through. And if you need help, anybody need some help? I'll take all the help I can get. And I don't mind admitting it. The Bible says he is mighty God to actually help you. He's not a magic wand to wave all of our problems away. No, we'll still walk out of here today and maybe we'll have problems and issues that aren't going to go away quickly. But it's just great to know that there's somebody that's willing to walk with you through the issues of life and down the road of life and bring you on through. Isn't that great? That's what Christmas is about for us here. It's all about Jesus. It really is. And how he loves us and how he cares for us. Fantastic. Over this Christmas period, like Faye said, next Sunday morning we've got a meeting just like this happening again. You're welcome. We would love to see you. Starts at 10:30. If you get here a little earlier, you'll be able to have some tea and coffee with us. And we would love to see you. And also next Sunday night, we have our carol service and lots of different variety in that service happening. We would love to just be a part of your Christmas as we move towards that day. Enjoy it together. Please come along. What time's the carol service, Faye? 6:30. Please come along. We'll be having some mince pies and lots of different things happening. But have a great Christmas. Noel is going to come now and he's going to sing for us as we close, performing song. God bless you. Have a great Christmas.
You wrote the plan, the greatest story ever told. Every line put on the page before creation. Only one way in. only one way out. And you chose the time and place your prophecy said. You lit the skies, a guiding light for all to see. The only one great King who dealt with sin. You were born with a promise, you delivered at the cross. And we were hiding under cover, seeking anything but you. And you were desperately in love with us all the time. We rejected you. Oh. And then you came with a promise, you delivered at the cross. And Jesus Christ, the sacrifice no man could offer, death to life. Who else could climb out of the grave? The only one who saves. Jesus saves. You were born with a promise, you delivered at the cross. And we were hiding under cover, seeking anything but you. Yeah. And you were desperately in love with us all the time. We rejected you. Oh. But then you came with a promise, you delivered at the cross. But then you came with a promise, you delivered at the cross. Well, you were born with a promise, you delivered at the cross.